Man, so I'm pretty sure y'all know that Judge Joe Brown does not spare his words. Let's just go ahead and get to it. Insane.
And I want to backtrack to a comment you made earlier about the casting couch. So that's true? Like, because I always heard this rumor that she slept her way to the top. That's true?
She did. She's a
Now, just for those of you that don't know, this is for context. We talking about Kamala. We are talking about Kamala Harris. Oh boy, the casting couch. First president, the first black woman to lose the presidential election is a whore. Oh my goodness gracious.
old.
Maybe that explains why she brought out Meg Thee Stallion. You know, she's a slut. Yeah. Meg's a slut, and Kamala is a whore. Ooh, that's a pretty heavy accusation.
She's 60 years old. Look, if you want to find out about it, go online to the LA Times morgue. They used to have it so for a fee, you could get them to pull articles. They've been reporting on her for 30-some years. She's in her 20s, and Willie Brown took her up as his mistress. There was a medical firm that dealt with San Francisco. He got her a 15-hour-a-week part-time job there, which she never showed up to, according to the Times, but they paid her $72,000 a year for 15 hours a week. And understand, she's in her 20s, which is 30-some years ago. That's big money now. So he got her promoted up, so she did 20 hours a week. Times reported she never showed up, but she got 120 grand a year.
Jesus.
So he bought her a 750i BMW, which was the top of the line at the time. So
guys, this is important what he's saying, because this is heavy. This is a heavy accusation. Like, if what he says is true, let's just say if what he says is true, then allegedly Kamala Harris is a whore. Because look, let's just be honest, okay? Because I'll use a good example, right? Meg Thee Stallion is it. Okay, let's take it off of Meg. Meg. So a slut is a woman that's promiscuous, right? Engages in promiscuous behavior, right? That's a slut. A whore, a hoe, a 304, they are that because they receive a payment, or there's an exchange, a actual exchange, not the metaphorical exchange that we talk about when we say that all guys are really paying for sex. We're not talking about that. We're talking about an actual transaction. There's an actual transaction. I'm sleeping with you in order for you to do this for me, or I'm sleeping with you in order to get this benefit. You know what I mean? And it's not the same thing. So, like I said, this accusation that Kamala Harris slept her way to the top, it's not something that should be overlooked, because, golly, it just goes to my point. You black people will get behind and support the worst people that represent you in the worst ways. And to be honest, Kamala Harris is only black-ish. She's not like black. She's black-ish. So let's just be real. Let's just be real. Come on.
he set her up with all of the connections to get her into politics. The Times did a thing about this thing she had allegedly with an NBA player to get a job with a big law firm, and then a thing they did on her with the assistant director for the district attorney's office to get on with them, and then Montel Williams, and then back to Willie Brown, and then the rest of the whole thing, and she winds up with a Hollywood lawyer type not long before she runs for senator. So, and she adopts his children. She doesn't have any of her own, not saying it's a requirement, but it sure as hell helps, because I think the only two presidents of significance that didn't have children officially, George Washington and Andrew Jackson. And Andrew Jackson was a homicidal maniac. George Washington had enough by the slaves before he got sterile by disease. And the other three out of the five known ones, they weren't too good. They were has-been, never
What?
was type. So
Whoa, that's crazy. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I say that.
I love being a care driver for Hop Skip Drive because I know that I can get the children to their destinations safely.
I know what I thought when I was a young man. Such things didn't make differences, but then I'd never had to be a parent. You never had to get up sick and go to work when you didn't feel like it because you had the bills to pay. You never had to be reliable when you had other things to do. And having this legacy that you have to pass on and not wanting to do anything that shames your grandchildren because they do in fact exist and it's not hypothetical, that gives you a different perspective. So it's not an absolute requirement, but I think you really don't know how to have the dedication to the job if you have nothing to survive you. No immediate cause. Not saying that somebody can't be a good president without, but it's just what.
I kind of get what he's saying. I'm not necessarily saying that I 100% agree, but I do get what he's saying. He's saying that it's like you have a certain level, like when you have something that or someone, or you have people that are depending on you, or that your it's just a certain sense of responsibility. And I get what he's saying, and accountability. I get what he's saying. I do.
Your stake in it. Do you want to leave a better America for your children and your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren? Or is there nobody out there that you have an immediate selfish interest in?
It's kind of like, it kind of goes hand in hand with what they say, like about prosecutors and lawyers and stuff like that. It's like when you don't have a family, or when you don't have people, you kind of can get desensitized. You know what I mean? So I guess a good example is you would not want a nurse. You would not want like a nurse or a doctor that doesn't have a family of their own, right? And the reason why is because that doctor is just it's just impersonal for him. So that, like, a doctor with a family and stuff to lose, that can relate. Of course, they'll have a different level of empathy, right? Now, is that level of empathy necessary to do the job? No, I do not believe that. But I understand what he's saying. It's like, what are you trying to make the country better for? Or are you just trying to make yourself better? Or are you trying to elevate yourself, right? Because you would think that if a person wants to change the country or run the country, that they're doing it because they want to make things better, not just because you just want a badge under your belt. And say what you want about Donald Trump, but Donald Trump was better off before he ran for president. So if Donald Trump really was about his self-interest, he would just be a rich guy that was paying people to get laws that he wanted passed. You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. I get what he's saying 100%. Kamala Harris, she's shown that she doesn't have that empathy for people. People just can't see it because of this woke trap that they're in, and it's really sad.
Yeah, and she used to date Montel Williams, right?
Yeah, Willie Brown's too. She showed up here at a mayor's conference in Memphis some years ago. I spoke at the damn thing. She showed up here. She was with Willie Brown. She got mad at her sister, this black judge here, because she just went over to speak with him. She jumped up, don't even look at him, leave him alone. The judge told her, ain't my type, don't worry about it. I'm just trying to meet him. So, and I know, allegations, I wasn't there.
Man, she the jealous type too? Wow.
But I've had at least 2 women that I've known who are married women, and they tell me essentially they almost slapped their husbands back when they were at Howard at a certain frat where somebody did a lot of second floor action, and they were angling on getting some, and it wasn't going to happen. So you get this.
I'm picking up what you putting down, buddy. Oh, wow.
Like I said, I'm not holding it against somebody because they did it for recreation, but when you do the casting couch thing, that's a bad move. I know some women in Hollywood that did.
I definitely have I definitely have more respect for slutty women than I do for women that are whores. That's a 100% fact. It's a difference.
The casting couch and those who refused. The ones that got refused went further than the ones who did. The ones who did ramped up real quickly, but then they're a piece of ass. Everybody knows it, so they get passed around. And then, did it really have talent, or was it just they jump-started their careers and then the lack of talent shows?
And that's just he just gave some real good wisdom, because at the end of the day, it's not worth it. Like women, I need y'all to understand this. It's not worth it. Yes, for that temporary climb, you do well, but women that do that, history has shown they're not better for the in the long run. It doesn't work out for the long run. I just it's possible. Women, you don't have to do that. It's possible. It's possible for you to do well. Is it gonna be hard? Yeah. Is it gonna be more difficult? Yeah. Will it pay off in the long run? Absolutely.
Or did you have talent and do it the hard way? See, I mean, I hate to say it, but
It's always funny when I do these reaction videos, because it's like I'll say the thing and then they end up saying what I'm gonna say. It's crazy, but he's a wise guy, so maybe I'm onto something.
now, the other thing is I don't see any case law she made as an attorney or running the district attorney's office in a large city. I don't see in private practice pro bono when she, early years before she got into prosecuting, that made a difference. I don't see any innovation in law that she's responsible for. I don't see any reform of criminal justice that she could have done a whole lot about. I don't see any of that. So what did she do?
That's a good question. That's a good question. If you guys want to go check out the full clip, go to Art of Dialogue. But yeah, I think that's really interesting, because yeah, that's something else, man. Y'all gonna vote for this woman? It's crazy. It's crazy.